see this thing stands on these legs, and the whole thing is covered by a canopy, a kind of lacy canopy made of very thin metal, which isn't here. I took it away because the bats piss on everything, and their urine is rather corrosive.
Really?
And so I took it away.
Corrosive?
But this is what I'm doing. The thing is that the balls, this is the playing surface. It's like a landscape, and it's going to be painted as a landscape. But it has 30 holes in it.
Yeah.
And the 30 has been reduced to 12 tubes, which then go in a place where the whole thing, where all the balls end up. But
so what would you call this?
Gravity is inexorable, and if a ball falls down the hole and it gets into a place like this, it's no good. You've got to take the whole thing apart and get it so that everything flows. And that's what I've been doing for the last, well, since I finished this. I've had to take it all apart. And so this, what I'm doing now, anyhow, there's a piece
So what's
I'm
the
working on, fits on here, then it goes down into this tube, and from then on, once this is bolted to, it'll be welded here rather than bolted, it'll go, and clearly there is a drop, which is very necessary. As you can see, places like this, the ball might go and it just settles there. So I'll have to cut this out and straighten that. This is what I'm doing.
So you drop the balls and it goes through the tubes.
Let me show you.
Please, very interesting.
Else.
Is this your passion in life, building these
What's
contraptions? Is this your passion in life, building
yes,
these
it
contraptions?
is. It has been since
Awesome.
the last of these sculptures was about 3 years ago. And since then I've been working on 2 of these games. This is the most recent. Let me set this thing up. Let's see.
He's raising it. That's really awesome.
Is that what you do for a living? You make videos?
Not for a living. Like,
Not for a living.
Like this is your passion? Making videos
Yeah.
and traveling around is my passion. I only have about 3 subscribers, but I still love doing it. So right now he's lowering down the contraption.
Instagram site?
No, on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yes.
I don't have any of these things. I do have a rather sophisticated computer, but I don't know how to use it. My daughter, who lives in Chicago, she chose it for me.
Really?
But I don't use it because I find it very confusing. Okay, we're getting there.
So he's lowering it down on his legs so we can see how it works. And these statues outside, he built himself. Beautiful statues in Tilly, New Mexico.
And that clearly doesn't work.
But he dropped it in the same place.
It's supposed to come out here. It didn't. and so on. And so I have to, having done all these tubes, I have to make sure they work, which is almost as much work as making them in the first place.
So the labels that you have right here,
Yeah, and X means it gets stuck. O means it's open. So if I dropped a ball there, I know that it would come out of this tube here.
These tubes in the bottom.
But there are too many X's. And so it's discouraging. Fortunately, I actually enjoy welding and making bended tubes. If not, then I wouldn't be doing this at all.
Yeah. Gives you happiness and pleasure in life?
Yes, I enjoy doing it.
Now, did you do this as a job?
No, the main thing was I was a sculptor. I'd make these large sculptures, including such things as this one out here.
Yes, that was very interesting.
2 or 3.
How long did it take you to do that one outside?
This one, it took, I think, 2 years.
Wow.
It's made of much thicker steel, and it's structural steel, which means it's very strong, but it's been galvanized so that it won't, so it'll stay looking the same. These other things, these other sculptures are also made of structural steel. I use a strong variety of steel because I don't know how much weight the thing is supposed to bear when I get up there. In other words, it might be quite extensive, in which case I deeply regret using mild steel because I know that the thing would collapse. Besides which, this stuff, this A606 steel, doesn't rust all the way through. It just rusts on the surface, and it maintains its strength.
And can you drop balls through that one as well?
This one here. Oh, okay. Oh, let's go outside.
Let's check it out. Years of work.
This is quite old. This goes back to the 1980s.
Oh wow, this was made in the 80s.
And the most recent piece is this one here. Which I finished, I think it was about 3 years ago. So the surface of it is still rather blotchy. It hasn't got the pattern on which, for example, this one has, which is very consistent throughout the whole surface. And then that one over there, which is probably the ugliest thing I've ever made, is made of the same kind of steel, but it's galvanized. It's been dipped in molten zinc. And it's all in one piece. This is in, I don't know, 10, 15 pieces. Yeah, something like that.
My goodness.
Bolted together.
Now, do you climb up there and then drop the ball and then it goes wherever?
I don't know. It might get stuck. You know, there are these flanges here. It had to be built in sections because, well, for technical reasons. But inside of each of these joints, there's a flange which bolts it all together. So this can be taken apart and put back together.
Wow.
So, this one could have kept going, but I was offered a show at the Roswell Museum 2 years ago, and 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know. So I just, and the height of the inside of the gallery was something like 16 feet. So
Oh,
I
really?
decided not to go above 16 feet, but to
Yeah.
finish it at a certain height so that you could fit in. So it was built to fit inside this room.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might have been quite a bit tall.
And you have to move it from there back here?
Yeah, I think I moved it all in one piece.
Oh, really?
This one is easy to move. This one, my goodness.
Oh, I
If
can
anyone
imagine.
bought that, I'd say if you could take it all in one piece, because otherwise it's in 16 different pieces bolted together in 26 different places. It's
Wow.
got 26 joints in it. And you could take the whole thing apart and putting it back together, I don't know, it'd be really, really difficult.
I can imagine. So this one, he took to the Roswell Museum
Yeah.
and then had to transport it back all in one piece.
Yes, so it was easy. I just put it on a trailer, and it's very strong.
Oh, I can
I mean,
imagine.
you could have dumped it off the trailer, and it still wouldn't hurt it.
And it's
The steel
14?
It's quite thick.
It's 14 feet or 16.
It's I think the height of the inside of the gallery was something like 15 and a half feet, and this is about 15.
Ah, so just fit, just a bit. Very interesting. Wow. And are these all the sculptures you've made? Do you have any more else scattered throughout New Mexico or anywhere
yeah,
else?
There's one outside the federal courthouse in Las Cruces.
Ah, I'm going there after Alamogordo.
I don't know where I don't know how you get to the federal courthouse, but it's there somewhere outside the federal courthouse. I did that in 1973,
Oh my God.
and then there's a couple of pieces in Albuquerque, and one or two pieces in Santa Fe. I say one or two because one of them is at the Museum of New Mexico in downtown Santa Fe, and I don't know if they ever show it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's in their basement, but it's quite tall. I think it's about the same, about 15 feet. But I've never seen it put up. I think it just sits down there. But
So throughout all your years of making sculptures, how many do you think you've made in total?
yeah, I think it's about 35.
35
like that.
sculptures he's
Yeah,
made.
all told. Some of them were quite small.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you find your passion? Did you start just building sculptures as a kid,
Yeah,
and then
well,
you just grew from it?
yes and no. I was in San Francisco back in '59. I just I'd moved from England to Montreal, and then I bought a motorcycle and I came into the United States. And the idea, I was going to ship out of San Francisco and then go around the world back to the UK. But I don't know, San Francisco in 1959, it would be a hard place to leave. It was just amazing.
Very
it was
prosperous.
cheap, exciting, and a very beautiful place. So I was there for about 7 years.
Ah.
So, but I went to school.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go to study art, and otherwise I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't been in San Francisco.
So you came all the way from England to Montreal and then down to San Francisco to pursue your art passion?
Yes, I bought a motorcycle in Montreal, and I entered the United States on this motorcycle, which is, I suppose, an unusual way to immigrate.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun.
It was, yes. Yeah. So, yeah, that's when it started. Otherwise, if it hadn't been to San Francisco, I don't know what I would have done. I would have done something else, but I don't know what it would have been. Painting, probably.
You like that too?
Yeah.
Now, your sculptures, have you sold them for money?
Yeah, well, there seems to be very little demand. I haven't sold one for...
It's quite unique. It's a quite unique thing. I'm not surprised there's no demand for it.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful nonetheless.
Yes,
Uniqueness is beautiful.
Luckily, I don't need money because I live very little, very cheaply. And I don't find living very expensive. And I bought a house which people rent, and so they pay rent every month. And this post office, that pays me nearly $400 a month.
Oh, how'd you get
because I
that?
own the land under it.
Oh, really?
So, I don't need to sell the sculpture. But if anyone wants them, they can probably find them really quite cheaply.
Have you ever sold your sculptures? Have you ever sold them before?
Yeah.
Yeah? How much did you sell them for?
I think the most, oh gosh, I think 12,000 was the most I ever sold one for.
It's very impressive.
Well,
people will buy anything.
yes.
Anything artistic.
Yeah, I know. They'll pay 12,000 for practically nothing. But I don't know. And this was a while ago. But I do occasionally sell, but I'm not really anxious to do so.
Yeah.
What is your line of business? What do you do?
So, a bit about myself. I'm 18 years old.
Yes.
And I don't have a business. I'm traveling across the United States making YouTube videos. Dallas.
Dallas?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from there. I'm from 25 minutes north of Dallas. It's called
Yes.
Allen, Texas.
Yes, yes.
And I just really enjoy YouTube, enjoy making videos, and traveling across the country. I've saved quite a few pennies to do this.
Yeah.
I plan on going to LA, hug the coast up to Canada, and then coming
really?
back. Yeah.
Oh, that's very exciting. How long do you expect this to take?
About 3 months.
Yes.
I don't know, but I want to hit almost every state. I want to go all across the U.S. And hopefully, fingers crossed, these videos turn out to be successful.
Yes.
You know, I could talk to many good people like yourself and maybe get lots of views, and it pays quite well and if you get a very popular video.
Really?
And that's the dream so far. I'm 18 years old chasing a dream.
I have a grandson who's 18. He went to college. He's been at 1 year, I guess.
Yeah?
No, he's finishing his first year, the college in Maine, Colby. But he is from Chicago. He was born in Chicago.
Yeah. For myself, I'm not really of a educational type. I didn't finish high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I got my GED, high school equivalency. But I really I knew my passion from a young age, and that's to do this. And it's really what makes me happy. I've been traveling 10 days so far from Dallas, and it's probably the happiest I've ever been in my entire life.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And it's my first time seeing the mountains. I've been in Texas for my entire life.
You can be in Texas and not see a mountain for quite a while.
Oh, yes, for sure.
I worked for a surveyor, and I enjoyed it very much.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of walking and a lot of standing around holding a rod like this on the surveyor shop. But while I was doing this, at night I would go back to my motel, and where I'd always take a motel which had cooking and everything, and I'd work on drawings.
Really?
And I did this for about a year, but I amassed quite a collection of drawings as a result of that, just working at night.
You still have them?
Most of them have been sold. In fact, most of them sold to people living in the Fort Worth, Dallas area.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Goodman, Thank you for the tour,
Well,
Mr.
it's my pleasure. What is your name?
My name is Ryan.
Ryan.
And my YouTube channel, I know you're not into technology or anything, but it's called Rollo Road Travels. Rollo Road Travels.
R-O-L-O?
R-O-L-O.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Road Travels.
Okay, I'll remember
Yes.
that. I'll look it up.
Thank you for the beautiful tour of your beautiful sculptures.
Well, it's my pleasure.
And thank you.
And I hope you have a very interesting, I'm sure it will be interesting.
Oh, yes.
And get good weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you.
So after, say, Vancouver, where are you going on after that? Coming back west? I mean,
Yes.
back east.
Well, I don't have a passport yet. It's coming in the mail. It's like 10 weeks. So I'll be in Seattle and then make my way down to Dallas again
Yeah.
to get some more stuff. And then I'll be traveling across the East Coast
Oh, yeah?
during that time. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
For the whole summer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You have a great
where's
day.
your car?
Oh, it's just parked by the church over there.
Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
I have something which might interest you.
Oh, and what's that? After spending time with Mr. Goodman, him showing me his sculptures, statues, and sharing some of his 85 years of life advice. Here, he gave me his own produced book, his card, where I can find information of his sculptures and statues that are all over New Mexico and other parts of the world. I love meeting people like him throughout my travels. Meeting interesting people like him keeps me going. Having conversations about life. Him talking about how, you know, his unique statues, his unique sculptures, how passionate he is in life about it. And I think that's an awesome thing. This town, this little mountain town, has given me something that I did not expect that it would give me. Not only the book, the business card, but a great life experience and meeting a great man. So thank you, Terry, New Mexico, and peace out. Thanks for watching. Oh, and thank you, Mr. Goodman. All right, peace out. On our way to Alamogordo.